first time I met Vader, I had heard about him calling himself Baby Bull. Right? And I heard, and right away because Raging Bull. And then when somebody, AWA, Vern Gagne, decided he wanted to have a bull, they named Leon White Baby Bull. So the first time I met him, he was all cocky. He had the gimmick in Japan with the helmet. And he got trained over there, so, you know, they were catering to him because they wanted him to be this big monster who couldn't work. He couldn't work a lick. He was hurting everybody. So we went over there, and he introduced himself as, I'm the Baby Bull from... I said, no, dude, there's only one bull in this business. Got that? So we didn't hit it off good right off the back. Because I made him know there's only one bull in the business. So, you know, we didn't hit it off. But he was a bully. The first time on tour with him, he was out there. He had to wrestle Fujinami, Chochuriki, but he was hurting him. But then Larry Sharp had the Monster Factory. I'm pretty sure you remember that. And he used to put out some pretty big Bam Bam Bigelow and some big kids. And he sent one kid on my third tour there, one kid named Crusher Krunsky. This kid was about 6'8". Big kid, good looking kid. Soft-spoken, real respectful, old school way. And Leon saw him, and Leon started freaking out because the Japanese would go, oh yeah, he's big, oh yeah, yeah. But the kid didn't know anything but respect. Larry taught him the same way. So he didn't realize this is the first time he'd been to Japan. In Japan, your style's got to be different. They're going to come at you. You better shut them down. If you let them keep coming, they're going to take you apart. He didn't know that. So the Japanese company, they love big guys. So right away they see him, they're going to put him over. But he doesn't know how to get over. So he goes out there and they tell him to, you know, beat the young guy. But he gives the young guy all the match. And the Japanese company, the bosses are going crazy. Oh, no, kill him. You know, and he finally beats the guy with a kind of a choke slam, pick up, boom. Looked real good. We came in and I go, hey, kid, come here, man. I said, you never been to Japan, have you? He says, no. I said, brother, you got to go after them. They're trying to get you over. They love your size. I said, just go out there and eat them up, dude. Especially these young boys. That's why they give you the young boys. You go out there and crush them. Don't sell for them, dude. You're too big. So he kind of understood that there. And then about 10 minutes later, Leon White walks in. He said something about that move. And he said, don't use it again. That's my move here. And I went, really? Don't grab a headlock. I had a patent on it. Oh, and that really pissed him off. Because everybody knows that, you know, Manny's going to mouth off. So, of course, he's going to... so he comes like he's going to attack me. And I done finished wrestling. When you're done finished, they give you the big Corinne bottle of beer. And he's sitting by my side, and he kept coming. I said, keep coming. I said, come on, I got something for you. What are you going to do with that? So I'm going to bust it over your head, and I'm going to cut you with it. So keep coming. So Diddy comes, and Dickie Murdoch got right in front of him. He says, you got a problem with my boy? Oh, he shut down quick. He was like, oh, no, took off, back to where he went. So this whole tour, Mr. White kept picking on the big guy. The big guy was scared. He was a big, gentle guy. I don't think he probably ever fought anybody in his life. So he's kind of intimidated by Leon. So I was getting mad the whole tour. I said, this guy's a bully. So I got so mad one time. The office came to me and asked me if I could work with Leon a little bit, show him how to do the running clothesline, I got to do stuff so he doesn't kill Chochuriki, the bosses. So he don't kill the bosses. I said, I ain't working with that dude. How with you? I want nothing to do with that guy. He's a bully. And they kept on money song. And Dickie says, go on, man. Might be better for you. Might get more money at the end of the tour. I said, well, oh, yeah, more money? Oh, yeah, okay. So I go out there, and I'm going to get laced up. The young boys are putting a ring together. I go out there, and he goes, first thing the guy has, oh, so you're going to teach him big man moves. I said, who the hell said you're a big man? There I went again. Pissed him off again here in the fight. But eventually I got in there, showed him some things. He did it right that night. The office was happy because they didn't get killed by him. So, you know, they come over and thank me. But he never came and thanked me. Never came. Got on the bus with us and everything. And took off. Never said thank you. Hey, thanks, whatever. And so I finally got upset and I said, yeah, thanks, brother. I wish I could work like you. And then, of course, he gets all ruffled up and starts cutting the back. And Bob Orton goes, where are you going? You were up front, ain't you? So get up front. He turns his little tail around and goes back. And I was sitting there going like, well, you can't get me, you know. So he really got me mad that day. And, you know, he had the big helmet, the steam and everything coming out, everything. They made the mistake of telling me where the helmet was. So I went over there, saw what the helmet was. I unscrewed the back and saw I had 2 CO2 canisters in it. So I took them out, screwed it back in, I hit him. That night he goes out, puts the helmet on, and I was telling him, hey dude, why don't you put some charisma in your match, man? You know, you got all this stuff like that, that's charisma. That's how people get over, charisma, no showmanship. Do the Dusty Rhodes, Vader. So he went out there, he doesn't know what I've done. Nobody does. Nobody knows. I did it on my own. He goes, and as he comes down, of course, the Japanese, ooh, and they open up for him, ooh, and he comes down the ring. He takes the helmet, sets it down, Vader. Nothing. Now, if it didn't come out the first time, why the hell are you going to do it the second time? So he does it all again. Vader. Nothing. Hey, dummy, there's nothing in it. I got in trouble. Then it really got mad.
How'd they find out it was you?
They know me. The thing about the Japanese companies, they know me. If something goes off on the tour that I'm on, they come, Manny-san. That's all I knew how to say, Manny-san. Why me, dude? Manny-san, we know you're not funny. You're funny. I thought it was great. Diggy and them were falling out laughing. And Bob Orton, and that time I had Steve Williams with me, and they were dying. They were just dying.
I'd heard other stories about Vader. I'd heard one time in an interview with Paul Orndorff said that.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, tell us about that story.
You know, let me tell you some little background. Once upon a time, there was 3 areas of all the tough guys that became pro wrestlers. There was West Texas State, and those guys were legitimate tough guys, except for Tully. I forgot about Tully. Okay, we had to have one black sheep in the family, right? And then you had the West Tampa boys. Dickie Slater, Paul Orndorff, Jimmy Garvin, Steve Kern, Mike Graham. Those guys were tough as nails. Al Perez, those guys. Then you had the Minnesota crew. Believe it or not, Paul Aaron was a tough guy. Hawk, Kusha Khrushchev, Barry Darso, Wayne Bloom, Mike Enos, all them. You had a bunch of guys who were legitimately tough. They wouldn't take crap from nobody, you know. And Paul Orndorff was one of those guys. And, you know, of course, he had that defect with the nerves, died in his arm, all of a sudden. And when Leon White made it to WCW, he was hurting people, you know. It's one thing to get a job guy and make him look like you're going to kill him, but not do it. He was hurting them. He broke the one kid's back. People were complaining. So Orndorff went to try to talk to him. Of course, big tough Leon White, shut up, you one-armed man. What the hell are you going to do about it? Oh, God, did he find out. He beat him so lopsided, they said he looked like the Elephant Man. And I could just remember a big old fat tub of goo, you know, getting beat up like that. I could just imagine, because Paul Orndorff's the worst guy you want to tell that to. He's tough as nails. And another guy that's scared to death, he ran from, God rest his soul, is Gary Albright. Gary Albright and me became real close. This guy was All-American Nebraska. He's one of the best pan-crazed fighters in Japan. They paid him a lot of money. And he hated Leon White. And every time he was in Japan, same time I would invite Gary over to where I was at wrestling, Karakin Hall in Tokyo, and Leon White would hide. He would hide. Yeah. And another guy he shouldn't have pissed off that really got him was Stan Hansen. He found out when he heard stiff Stan Hansen punched him through his eye bulged out.
It was in
came
Japan,
out of,
right?
In Japan, yep. Well, Stan Hansen was going to kill him.
Did Vader stiff him? He stiffed him during the match,
yep.
Or did he pull anything backstage that
Backstage, you know. Yeah. I don't know if he did that. I know that he. What I heard is another West Texas boy beat up on Leon because everybody. He never got to me. I'd tease him, get over on him, and then one time we had a tour. It was Russia versus Japan versus USA. On the USA team was me, Diggy Murdoch, Bob Orton Jr., Brad Rangans, 1980 world champion, right? And of course, Japan had their top guys. And Russia had Viktor Hashimikov, 6-time world champion, Olympic champion, Viktor Sarasov, 2-time world champion. I mean, they had the legitimate tough guys. And of course, they weren't going to wrestle. They were going to wrestle. So we knew hey, dude, we ain't going to mess with you guys. So me and Dickie got a plan to bring them over to the room, talk to them, get some beers, talk American, teach them a little American stuff. So teach them a little, and they liked it. They liked it. So they learned how to get headlocked. So the first time we went out and challenged, of course, Rangers was our captain. And all the teammates would sit in chairs and then switch off. He'd tag, and then another guy comes in and everything. And of course, you build it up with the world champion Hashimikov, the Olympic champion against Rangers. And you have great matches in between there, right? So these guys are supposed to be the shooters. First match we had against them, they went out and grabbed the headlock. And the Japanese office went crazy. No, no! They wanted them to throw us all over the ring, right? And we're teaching them how to grab a headlock. So we had the match here. The format was perfect. Whatever the Japanese office decided to do was put Leon White on our team, right? And that Russian team was led by two awesome dudes, Hashimikov Sengiop, brother, and Sarasov. But they had a young guy, and a young, about 19, 20-year-old guy, and he was one of their up-and-coming wrestlers, amateur wrestlers. We got in the ring, and Leon started the match, and the guy he's Russian, don't speak English. He doesn't know nothing, doesn't know American stuff. All he knows is how to shoot. Leon don't know how to protect himself if he gets shot. He doesn't know nothing about it. So the little young Russian guy's trying to shoot on him, and Leon's backing him off. And then he's getting mad and picking his chin up and sucker punching him in the face. Well, the big guy saw that, and he went crazy and charged the ring. And Leon backed up to the rope, and he's looking down at Murdoch, me, and Orton and Rangers. He goes, somebody get in there, get him out. Dickie looked up, he goes, you started it, you finish it. He didn't want no part of Sarasov. Oh, no. Oh, man. And when we got out of there, went back, them Russians came running down the hallway, and one of them the young kid had scissors in his hand. He was something in Russian, but I know they weren't going to play, and all the Japanese came out, and they were going to kill him. They were going to get him. And see, he ruined it, because then the Russians didn't trust us anymore. You know, they didn't trust. Here we were having a good time with them, teaching them how to drink. They would bring us Russian bread and sausage. We would trade in for yakitori and stuff like that. What we had, right? So after that incident, then we had to go out there and literally defend ourselves until we built the trust again.
Leon ruined the entire thing.
The whole thing.
Hey, yo, say hello to the bad guy. And I'm smartening you up. You want to check out Title Match Wrestling? All the cool cats are.